That's not a good way to start off a 7-game road trip. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Sensitive Video Commentary recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves as the Phillies lose 8-1 to the Braves as they absolutely destroyed last night. As Freddie Freeman and Ronald Acuna Jr., they both went deep. Now, guys, before we get this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. I mean, the Phillies struggles on the road continue last night in Atlanta, Georgia at Truist Park. Is not a very good performance out of this Phillies team to start the 3-game set. Zach Wheeler on the mound, and I mean, the umpire was not very good last night, but he was walking quite a few people. And as I said before, the umpire just a lot of close pitches on the black, and they seemed to be borderline, and the umpire just was not giving him the call. That was very, very frustrating, but that's still no excuse. Outbound, we all thought he was, progressing at third base. I mean, we all knew the concerns last year defensively, and it seemed like he was making a lot of progress this year so far. And last night, it seemed he had a bit of a setback, makes 2 errors in the same inning. Not very good Alec Bohm, and I tell you, that ball he hit, I believe that was a first and third situation with 2 outs. It's a line drive out to Ronald Acuna Jr. that I thought had a chance of hitting off the wall. Ronald Acuna Jr. makes a leaping play to rob Alec Bohm of an potentially extra base hit. That was just so frustrating. We just continue to squander opportunities to run in scoring position. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is an example of just getting robbed, right? You're going to get robbed sometimes. I mean, that was just a bad play there. And Bryce Harper, a terrible at-bat in the top of the first inning. Watching fastball go right down the middle of the plate. The umpire didn't even make the call yet, and he already bent over and started taking off his shin guard. He knew he messed up there. He knew that was strike 3 before the umpire even made the call. Another missed call on the top of the first inning. Rhys Hoskins looked like he fouled off that ball. It bounced in front of Travis d'Arnaud's glove, and the umpire called it a foul tip out, strike 3. And Joe Girardi tried to come out and argue, and Rhys Hoskins even like, I tipped the ball, number 1, and number 2, it bounced. This is a totally missed call. The umpire wouldn't even bother to even go ask any of the other umpires what they saw. This pure arrogance there out of that umpire. I was not a fan of him last night. I mean, you go and check, right? You go and check. Number 1, he already fouled off the ball, and it bounced in front. It's one thing if it was a foul tip out, strikeout, but it wasn't. It bounced. It bounced after he made contact with it. He barely made contact with it, but just a lot of missed calls last night. But it's certainly no excuse. I mean, we got blown out in this game. Freddie Freeman starting to wake up. You saw he lost his storm of the season last night, and just not the Phillies' night last night. As we jump into scoring summary, start off very early, right in the 10th, 3rd inning. Andrew McCutchen going the other way as he singles on a line drive to right field. Gene Segura scores, and the Phillies going to take a 1-0 lead, right? And when we got the job done there, a little fundamental baseball. Zach Wheeler hits a little tapper. He gets thrown out, and that advances Gene Segura to second base. Andrew McCutchen comes up and hits one the other way to drive in Gene Segura. Great. I love that. I love a nice little fundamental play there, getting the job done. I mean, that was one of the exceptions last night. We were able to get the job done there in scoring position and driving, and that was awesome. Then in the bottom of the 5th inning, I mean, Zach Wheeler, he wasn't, like I said before, he was having trouble locating, and it seemed like the walks finally caught up with him as he allows a leadoff single to the pitcher, Charlie Morton. I mean, number 1, this guy has spent the past 2 seasons in the American League. Just totally unacceptable. I mean, the pitcher, you saw Zach Wheeler, against the Atlanta Braves game 2, right? I believe that was, last Saturday, right? You saw that he was, got like 2 hits in that game, but that is pretty rare, right? We all know that. And you let a hit to the pitcher like that, I just do not like that. And Ronald Acuna Jr. makes Zach Wheeler pay it. He says, Ronald Acuna Jr. homers on a fly ball to center field, his 3rd of the season, a 2-run shot that scores Morton. And the Braves now jump ahead 2-1. And Acuna Jr. showboating that home run, standing there and watching it. I did not appreciate that. I do not like that. Doing this and that. I mean, I could just run the bases, right? Run the bases. There's no reason to stand there and watch. And as a friend of the pod, Mickey Mornini, he said, you act like you've done it before, right? And I understand Acuna Jr. is a very, very good player, but you don't show up our players like that. I just do not like that. And then one of the funniest things was that Acuna Jr. later doubled, and Gene Segura, he put up his hands like this, and Gene Segura went up to him and slapped his hands down. That was pretty funny. But all in all, just a rough 5th inning there. Then Travis d'Arnaud singles on a sharp line drive to left field. Ozzie Albies scores, and the Braves now extend the lead 3-1. Zach Wheeler just having a lot of trouble locating there. I mean, he threw oh my goodness gracious, going back to the Acuna Jr. home run. I mean, that pitch was just right in Acuna's wheelhouse. He was all over that. And then Darno makes his pay, former Phillies prospect. Then about the 6th inning, I mean, just a terrible miscue. Alec Bohm, 2 errors. Oh my goodness gracious! And in the same inning, we all thought he was improving over at third base, and makes 2 just big errors there. As the Rays make us pay. As Enier Arites, he homers on a fly ball to right field, a 3-run shot that scores Riley and Bish, and the Braves now take a 6-1 lead. I was live streaming that at bat. And I'm like, the ball game is over, right? I mean, I think we all at that point knew that the ball game was over. Just a rough inning there. Brandon Kinsler. But I'm not even going to blame Brandon Kinsler a whole lot, because Alec Bohm really wanted to really take the blame in this one, in this inning, right? In this inning, there's 2 errors, just horrible, just so bad. He needs to clean that up. We all thought he was, and now he's got to take a step back, right? I mean, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? I mean, you all hear that saying, and hopefully that applies here. Hopefully he's not going to regress too much, but just a rough defensive night last night for Alec Bohm at third base, and hopefully he can clean that up, right? I mean, hopefully he can clean that up. I mean, we need to see a better Alec Bohm over at third base, and we all know how it looks like, right? I mean, the first 6 games of the season we're seeing it, and hopefully we could see that again. And even in spring training, he was doing decent, right? So hopefully we can see a better defensive Alec Bohm. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Freddie Freeman, the 2020 MVP, a guy who has won this game really, really struggling. He was hitting below 100 there for a little while. Well, he's starting to wake up as Freddie Freeman homers on a fly ball to right center field. His 2nd of the season, a 2-run shot that also scores Ozzie Albies. And it's now an 8-1 Braves lead. And the Phillies are going to lose by that score. 8-1 your final, as we just couldn't get to jump run scoring position. And David Hale allowed that home run to Freddie Freeman. Just, oh my goodness gracious, just a rough night. Zach Wheeler just did not have it. Get slapped with his first loss of the season. This one didn't go so well like it did a week ago at Citizens Bank Park. You know what? We're not going to win them all, right? We're not going to win them all. My thoughts on this loss. Not the end of the world, but I mean, this is the game to win. I think we're going to lose the series now. I was saying that on the story last night on Phillies Sounds of Instagram. Please go to the follow. I was saying that. I mean, now we're going to set up to lose the series. Now we got Eflin Anderson. It's going to be very tough to win 2 in a row against this Braves team. I got Eflin Anderson today, and that's going to definitely got Matt Moore and Drew Smiley, former Phil, tomorrow. So 2 lefties going against each other tomorrow, Sunday Night Baseball. Man, this is going to be a tough hill now to win this series, and not a good way to start off a 7-game road trip in a 3-game series. Not a very good way. We go to New York and take on the Mets again, so this is a big test for the Phillies. The Phillies passed the test at Citizens Bank Park. Won 5 out of those 6 games. That was great. They sweep out the Atlanta Braves. We all knew that. I was getting a text on the hotline number and say, hey, do you think the Phillies are going to sweep out the Braves here? I said it's going to be a very tough task. Number one, the Phillies did not play well on the road. They're going to Atlanta, and we swept out the Braves at Citizens Bank Park. The Braves, they want redemption, right? They want to do the same thing to us. They're angry. They're mad. And you saw they woke up against the Washington Nationals. So this Braves team, I think, has come alive now. So they weren't alive. We faced them a week ago at Citizens Bank Park. So this is the second half of the Phillies test. They passed the first half at Citizens Bank Park, and now this is a 7-game road trip, right? I mean, it was a 6-game homestand. Now this is a 7-game road trip, and we all know the Phillies struggles on the road. They have I think they have the second worst record in the National League on road games since 2017. That is pretty pathetic. I mean, we are not a good team on the road. There's no question about that. So we need to do better, right? We need to do much better. But it was great to see Andrew McCutchen. I understand he only got the 1 knock last night, but he drove an only run as he goes the other way. I mean, that was great. Rhys Hoskins, he was red-eyed going into this game. Strikes out 3 times. Bryce Harper with that pivotal at bat in the top of the first inning, looking at that strike 3. I mean, he flew out to left field, and they drew 2 walks, right? I mean, they're scared to death to pitch to Bryce Harper. They really are. He's drawn a lot of walks already this year, but he needs to hit a home run, right? We need to get that power. Bryce needs to start hitting home runs. JT 2 knocks last night, but he couldn't seem to get the job done when they were running scoring position, right? I mean, not going to knock JT too much. I mean, we all know he's the BCIB. Alec Bohm robbed of that hit there. That was so frustrating. Didi Gregorius getting that knock, but I mean, this offense really just was asleep last night. We just failed to hit return scoring position. Gene Segura scored the only run, so, but I love Andrew McCutchen, right? I mean, what he's been able to do. I understand he's only hitting like 190, but I mean, I love him going the other way, right? I mean, I always love to see guys go the other way. But we just need to see a better Phillies team tonight. I mean, I was hoping, going into the series, it looked like our bats are waking up, right? I mean, even in the 6-game homestand, it looked like our offense was kind of still in a little bit of a rut. And going to this game, like, you know what, we're going good, right? I mean, and it just didn't go as well as we thought it would, right? And we need to be better on the road. Zach Wheeler, not very good. He's taken out mid at bat in a 2-0 count, as he only goes 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned, 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. He didn't walk one guy in his 7 innings, 7 scoreless against the Braves last time. He didn't walk one batter. And as I said before, the umpire not on our side in this one, but that is simply no excuse, ladies and gentlemen. That is simply no excuse. You can't blame the umpire for, the umpire. You can't use the umpire card in this one. You just can't. He still was not locating very well. JT Mitchell makes a great play behind the plate. Freddie Freeman was, beaking out the bag, and he throws right to second base to get him. I just love to see that. I don't really know what you call it. I wouldn't say he was picked off, but in a way he kind of was, right? He just got caught up and couldn't get back to the bag in time, and he was thrown out. Maybe you would call it maybe thrown behind the runner, but that's usually, at first base. But that was just awesome. That was just awesome. He just looked like a deer in the headlights out there, but that was awesome. I just love to see the JT throwing the little wink there. He's a beast, man. I love JT, but Zach Wheeler, he just did not have it last night. I mean, he even looked shaky at the beginning, right? He even looked shaky. I mean, 7 hits allowed, and I was actually talking to a Mets fan recently about Zach Wheeler. Of course, he knows a lot about Zach Wheeler. I got to see him pitch for many years his time at New York, and he was saying, I agree. Zach Wheeler is either on, he's dominating, or he's absolutely horrible. And I wouldn't say Zach Wheeler was absolutely horrendous last night, but he wasn't good. There's no question about that. Wasn't locating well. He made a big mistake around Acuna Jr. there. Just a rough night there for him. And Brandon Kensler, I'm not even going to really blame him for this big mess. I mean, an inning in the third, 2 hits, 3 runs, but only one of them were earned because it was that home run and the 2 errors by Alec Baum. So it was only 1 earned run for Brandon Kensler, and it should have been only 2 strikeouts, but rightfully so, right? I mean, he did not deserve to get slapped with those 2 runs since the error Alec Baum. There was earned runs, and we need to clean up that defense. We need to clean up this defense. I mean, remember 2018? Remember how bad our defense was? Man, that was terrible. And David Hale pitched the final 2 innings of this game, did allow that 2-run home run to Freddie Freeman. So, all in all, just a rough way to start off this 7-game road trip. I think we could win tonight. We just got to bounce back tonight. We can't win every game, right? We can't have unrealistic expectations. We are now 5-2 on the year. The Nationals lose to the Dodgers yesterday, so that's great to see. The Washington Nationals now sit at 1-3, so hopefully their struggles continue. I mean, they won the first game, and the Marlins are 1-6. I mean, I'm gonna have a chance to talk about this, right? I believe this was on Thursday in Queens against Miami Marlins. Michael Conforto up, leans in on the pitch, it hits him, and nothing is done about it. I mean, nothing is done about it. He clearly leaned in, nothing was done. I mean, I don't know how in the world he can get away with that. MLB seriously needs to do something about that. That is just totally not right. I do not like that at all. It's just so ridiculous. The Mets sit second place at 2-2, so the Braves are going to go back up to 500 to 3-4 now. So this is going to be very, very tough to win the series now. Lose the first game, and the first game is the game that should have been won, right? And you saw the Braves wore the old blue uniforms in honor of Hank Aaron, who passed away, I believe, in January. Hank Aaron is a great man, and in my opinion, the true home run king, right? I mean, I have so much respect for Hank Aaron. What a great man, and it's very, very sad he's no longer with us, but he'll never be forgotten. And as a Phillies fan saying that, we always put that aside, right? I mean, of course, I always want to beat the Braves. I can't stand the Braves, but I really, really respect Hank Aaron, and he was just a great man, and will never be forgotten. And Zach Wheeler gets the loss. Charlie Morton gets the win. So the Braves got a little revenge on us for last week's game at Citizens Bank Park on Saturday when we won 4-0 with Zach Wheeler on the mound. So this time it goes the other way, right? The Braves' favor. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Science, Instagram, TikTok, Finance, Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshats@gmail.com. 7:20 to first pitch again. Zach Eflin on the mound. He did not qualify for the win his last start. He has a 1.29 ERA going against Ian Anderson, who we faced last time. 1.80 ERA. He did not get slapped with the loss. So guys, thanks for what you're watching. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. I need to see you late tonight or early tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys.